Come here now, girl.
Hello and welcome to What's Map, your one-stop shop for everything workshop. I'm BonBonB and you're very, very welcome. Well, today we've got a map from a creator we've done 4 times in the past. Episode 662, 799, 869 and 911, where we got 1 lot of 10 stars, 1 lot of 11 stars and 2 lots of 12 stars. Now the one thing that all 4 of those maps has got in common is, and let me just check in the mirror, absolutely gorgeous. That's right, I print screenshots of this creator's maps and I paste them all over my mirror. Well, I mean, what else are you going to use a mirror for? Anyways, if you're ready for an absolutely gorgeous map, because this one would fall into that category as well, then prepare yourselves with that notification bell, because it's time for a daily reminder. That's right, hitting the like button also helps too. Thanks for all of your support. Today's map is RedRock. I've written RockRock. I need to change that. RedRock. It says RedRock on your screen. It says RockRock here. SouthCliff by Tai'Ba. What a fail that would have been if that had slipped through the editing. There's your start square. Lots of buildable space in there and lots of trees as well. Then you have plenty of flat buildable space over most of the map with just a little bit of a mountainous breakup going on there. Very neat. And then if you want to use resources, we've got a lot of fertile land, some patches of ore and a little bit of offshore oil too. If you have Sunset Harbour and you want to do some fishing, this is your fishing map, and I would say that's pretty reasonable also. Off to the workshop. What do we need? Well, the answer is no DLC today, so there is that. We'll be using the Sedina map theme and the photo real colour correction, which are both very nice things too. There is a one-click collection and instructions to switch off the catenaries in the catenary replacer. Now, somebody forgot. I was a bit distracted, which is probably why I wrote RockRock in the caption, which I must remember to correct. Must correct that. Your one-click collection, the top half of this one-click collection are requirements, rocks and trees and stuff. Bottom half are useful mods. Most of these I would suggest are essential mods. If you're going to be using mods, you'll be wanting most of these mods, if not all of them. Anyway, let's head down to ground level and have a look at this gorgeous map. It's a gorgeous map, by the way. So, just in case you didn't realise it was going to be a gorgeous map, it's going to be a gorgeous map. RedRock, not the very first in the RedRock series. We did, was it Northern Coast? I think it was a previous one. Oh, this little bridge, that is how you do just an ordinary little bridge, but perfectly. It just feels really nicely balanced there with the pillar placement and the size of the bridge as well, and everything about that one works really nicely. You don't actually have to go to the next level with like extra pillars and just being super clever and super fancy and putting little arches in. Sometimes just a plain old bridge is enough, and well, that is one of those sometimeses, you know. So yeah, we got red rocks on today's map. It could have been a bit too red, but I don't think it is. I think it works really very nicely. I think if we'd gone with an Australian summer style theme, it might have been just a little bit too harsh, or even a warm LUT would have done it. Look at the tailback of traffic here. Middle lane traffic. Somebody's holding up the traffic. Oh my goodness me. And now, I know this is an AI problem and nothing to do with the map, but I'm curious. I want to know who is at the front causing this tailback. It's right here. Who is it? Who is letting down the team? The answer, I think somebody's got their milkshakes, not in the yard, in the back of that little white van there. Yep. So there's the AI. Hopefully when Cities Skylines 2 comes along, the AI will be just a little bit cleverer. Just a little bit. Right, anyway, we're heading through a forested environment with some red mountains and a really lovely, pleasing vibe to the map. Oh, what more to tell you, really? We'll be getting to an intersection anytime soon, which should be about now, I feel. And again, the intersection, it's simple, it's clean, it's crisp, it does the job. It looks lovely and smooth, And have we got any pillar problems? No, pillars are perfect. Look at the pillars there. That's how you do pillars. Now, if you head off down the left that way, that will take you to the start square. We're going to completely ignore the start square. Almost pretty much completely ignore the start square because there's not really that much to see down there apart from when we get to the asset of the day. It's perfectly fine. It's fine. The trip down there is about as exciting as the trip that we're going over here, and honestly there's not really too much to tell you. So yeah, we'll take a glance at it in the second half of the show, but I don't feel that we're going to be benefiting too much from going that way now. The highway heads along here, joins up with the rail. I think now is a good time to do a 180 and follow the rail, which tree placement down here, you can see it's been specifically placed so that we don't have any trees on the line. Thank you very much for that. That's becoming a rare thing, becoming a very rare thing, not having trees all over the highways and over the rail line. Perhaps I can't remember the last time we had a map that didn't actually have at least one tree somewhere that it shouldn't have been. So anyway, to confirm with the catenaries, yes, they should be switched off, but there is nothing on this map with the catenaries being in place that is going to cause the loss of half a star or anything like that. And if it did, then I'd just ignore it anyway, because I realise that I am making a bit of a goof here. A little bit of an embankment here as well, keeping the rail nice and level. That's a very nice little thing going on there. Now, there'll be a bridge coming along in a moment that I don't feel is quite as balanced as that very first road bridge we saw. If you look at the pillar placement here, we'll be skipping over it quite quickly, but the pillar placement is just a little bit non-balanced. I'll go. Non-balanced is not the word I'm looking for, but we'll go with that one. Then we have a crossing of the highway with the pillars actually in the central median, so there isn't a problem there either. Heading up into the valley and between all the mountains. The mountains on the whole, I quite like them. There's a couple of them that I don't feel really add anything to the map. We'll take a look at those in the second half of the show. I feel they could be a little bit capped off and just made into a buildable kind of elevation and you know, a semi-plateau as opposed to just a lump of rock in the middle of the map. That said, they're not that big. The ones that I've got a problem with, and I'm going to say I've got a problem, that's an overstatement. The ones that have caught my eye, that's a better way of putting it. The ones that have caught my eye, they're not that big. It's not really losing you buildable space. I just don't feel that they, as they are, add to the playability of the map. But yes, we have the rail which runs across the map like this and doesn't do anything super exciting. And we have a highway that does pretty much the same. Doesn't do anything super exciting. Not that we expect it to, but sometimes we get these layouts that you just go, wow. Wow, the creator has been inspired and done something brilliant. And Tai'Ba isn't about that. They're about producing something that gives you a backdrop that you want as a backdrop to your city. So when you take your screenshots, you have a gorgeous city. And that's what they're about, and that's what they do as well as anybody. Let's be fair. There aren't many that can make better looking maps than Tai'Ba. Anyway, RedRock SouthCliff, we're coming up to the intermission. When we come back, we'll check the fishing, we've done that, the shipping, and the water flow. And then we'll give it a quick once over. What do you think? And so back to RedRock, SouthCliff by Tai'Ba and that shipping route. Well, I don't really have any grumbles with this at all. This is a nice one, goes right to the edge of the map, so you're not too close to the coast. Then you get a shipping route that comes up into the bay and then up the wide part of the river and stops right there. Do you know what? I would say that's very usable. And then this heads off down to the edge of the map over this way. You obviously saw that we also had an air route there as well. Water flow, well, we've got some wide rivers, they're quite deep, they've got a good strong water flow, and if you're a player that needs wide rivers that are quite deep with good strong water flow, well, you can dump as much sewage in here as you like, it's not really going to cause you any problems. So, the map as a whole, I mean, the rivers aren't what I'm going to call the most realistic looking, but I think in the sort of map that it is, you can get away with this, because once you get down to ground level, you don't notice that. And we have a RedRock river. Look at this. Look at this. I mean, there's a lot of rocks being used along here. Unfortunately, these aren't individual rocks. These are packs. And it looks amazing. A little bit of foliage down here as well, in amongst the rocks. And I feel that it just adds a little bit. It could have easily been left, but I'm glad it wasn't. A nice cliff front here. This is how you do a cliff, guys. Did the tutorial a little while ago about making cliffs, and that is a good cliff. That really catches the eye as being what a cliff would look like. Now here's one of those little mountains that I'm not really sold on. It's just doesn't do anything for me. That I think if it was just about a third of the height and sort of like flattened out on the top a little bit with a smooth ramp coming up from this side, I feel that that would have made just for something a little bit different, something usable. As it is, it's just a lump of rock in the middle of the map that I don't feel it's even that aesthetic. I mean, the tree painting's been done well, but I don't feel it doesn't grab me as something that I really want in the background of my city. Then down here, we've got a couple of little beaches. The beaches look good. They look so good. So good. And then we got again, we've got RedRock. This is possibly the SouthCliff, and where you've got a lot of rocks, you're probably going to need an essential lighthouse. And the essential lighthouse. Look, isn't she lovely? Now the thing with this one is the path leading up to it looks a little bit raised, a little bit elevated in there, but you can't really see it because of the trees. I think the trees are hiding a little bit of an issue there, but that's good. Oh, rocking and holing 2 days running. Very neat. So yeah, I think there's quite a few of those used here to give the really jagged, spiky cliff face appearance. Certainly works very well indeed. A lot of time's been spent on that, and I think it has definitely paid off. Over here, we've got another rocky cliff face going on there. Plenty of buildable space as well, some quite dense forests going on too, and the tree painting going up into the hills, I think it's strong enough. Now let's have a look at that start square. Somewhere around here should be, here it is, the start square, and we have got a promise not to laugh at this one, okay? Hang on, it's a ghost. Ooh, it looks just like a ghost with a belly button. Anyway, no, let's do our asset of the day. What do you think? About time. And I'm going to keep a straight face. And I'm not going to giggle. Okay? I promise. The Trani Cathedral by Zarrix. This is a cathedral in Trani. I believe this was Italy. It was a few days ago that I actually read the description. But I'm pretty sure this is Appalachia. Yeah, anyway. You know what I'm talking about. Or maybe you don't. Let's just ignore that and do something I can do, which is factoids. Because factoids, and I've got the book in my hand, I'm going to read it, and it's got to be true. Got to be true. On average, we all contain 2 molecules of Julius Caesar's. Oh, getting all lispy. Julius Caesar's final breath. On average, we all contain 2 molecules of Julius Caesar's final breath. I guess that would count for most other people's final breaths as well, I imagine, if you go back that sort of amount of time. Possibly even Jesus. 2 molecules of Jesus. Well, I don't know. I don't know how this works. But anyway, Trani Cathedral by Zarrix. I have not made any puns or wry remarks or anything other than it's a magnificent cathedral. Zarrix, one of the true current cream of the crop creators. Very nice indeed. I got right through that without giggling. Your chance to vote on today's map. Is it a 1-star map? Is it a 5-star map? Is it somewhere in between? Your vote really does count. We'll use it at the end of the month for the Viewers' Choice Top 10. Will this be one of the top 10 maps of the month? Only you can decide. Click the I button now and it'll take you to the voting page where you can vote for free with a Facebook, Gmail, Apple or a Patreon account, which you can also get for free. But what do I think of today's map? Well, aesthetically, do you know what? It's Tai'Ba. It's visually compelling. I don't think I'm massively up on the design. I've given Tai'Ba 5 stars on 2 of the 4 occasions so far. I don't think this is a 5-star map for aesthetics, but it is a 4-star map. I think those mountains just take it below middle 4. The couple of mountains I'm not keen on. But I'm still going to go for a 4-star map. Detailing, on the whole, it's quite good. I don't think we're quite pushing it to the very next level, but I can't give it 3 stars because there's really nothing wrong with it. Good standards, nothing to hold it back. I'll go low 4. Low 4. Gameplay potential, I'm going to go for a high 3. Something about, I think the networking just doesn't scream out, you want to play me. But that said, it is obviously very playable. And because of that, I'm still going to give it the BonBonB seal of approval. And that seal of approval was based more on the fact that you're going to get a very good looking city backdrop by building on this particular map. I think the inspiration, a lot of that is going to have to come from your own mind. But if you haven't got an inspiring mind, then I worry. I worry for you, I worry for me, and I worry for society. Oh, you're still here. That means you're part of the 20 and out elite. Use the word of the day in the comments and score yourself some population points just for fun. And we'll be back tomorrow with another map in the What's Map series. And you know what? Even, where on earth am I? That's got to be here soon as well.